Hey guys, welcome back. Maris here, and today we have game review for 2 Point Hospital. As you can see, I'm right in the game, but it's not about gameplay itself. We'll be checking game by all the stats, how I reviewed State of Decay 2, so that's 10 points. Graphics, music, cinematics, story, pacing, content, game depth, controls, gameplay, and experience. And yeah, I'll do it currently while in the game, maybe actually beat this level, and afterwards there will be summary. I'll show you, and yeah, you'll see how the game performs. Anyhow, let's jump right into. I'll just mention it because I did already previous videos for this game, mentioning that it looks like the game is quite long. It takes up the pace, so the first reviews only played few hours, or first hospitals might not be correct, and at this point I'm at 11th currently, beating third star hospital. Each hospital has 3 levels to beat to finish that level. So I have will have 33 stars. So, and I think there's only 4 more hospitals left, and already in the previous levels I see each hospital provides only one additional thing, which is new illness. So at this moment I have research, I have marketing, I have unlocked all the things that in the first hospital, if you start the game, you don't have anything of that. So I consider I've seen most of the game. I've seen last like this hospital, it took quite some time for me to beat it. Haven't beat it yet. So okay, enough of that introduction. You know, Maris here. Yeah, we are in the game. Let's not jump anywhere. First point is graphics, and nothing much. Keep in mind, at more of those points I will become comparing to the Theme Hospital, old game released in 90 something, but based on that, this is different developers, different publishers, but the game itself is really kind of reboot of that one. So compared to the Theme Hospital, this graphics is great, nothing to add. I'm currently playing on, I think, high, actually not very high, but just high. Obviously it can be worse, but runs nice, looks nice. You can see, you can zoom in, look around. I give 8.5, considered what was the Theme Hospital first and what are today's expectations of how game looks like. So we have all the shadows, we have the fire. I hope you never see it, but I haven't. Explosions and all that. I'd say, yeah, great. Okay, move on. Music. You can hear it right now playing in the background. Obviously, I'm playing the game. Not a big fan. And also just because, I don't know, maybe that was just my childhood, but the Theme Hospital first, they had really catchy songs. They just stick in the head. I guess if someone hypnotized me, I could sing them all, just the melody. But it's not bad, it's not bad, it's definitely the theme, but I haven't heard any of those catchy songs which was in the Theme Hospital. So it's pros and cons, so I give 7. I think it's a fair mark. It's actually, it's counted as 7 is good, 8 is very good, so this is good. Yeah, good music. Move on, cinematics. So I tried to figure out what kind of cinematics we actually have, and when you beat the level, speed up. When you beat the level, then there's and move to the other hospital, they just move around and show like, yeah, you can play now here. I guess that's maybe at the end game there will be some nice movie, and of course at the beginning there was introduction the similar as we saw on trailers. So there aren't any cinematics in between. I don't think I have anything disabled in the settings, but so that I count as there's nothing to evaluate. And from other hand, there is no gameplay interruption, because we know from other genre games sometimes there's too many gameplays and you can't actually enjoy the gaming. So I rate as the same as I rated State of Decay, but it's also really few to none those cinematics, so I give it a 5. 5 meaning like I can give you 10 that there is none, so you can play the game, and yeah, 0 because there is none. There's nothing to highlight. So middle ground, 5. Take it or leave it. Move on. The story. The story is also tricky. I don't... Correct me. Any of you always can comment and correct me if I'm wrong, and sometimes I do remember something incorrectly, but only thing that comes close to story is your career that goes through all the hospitals, and that's down to achievement levels. You beat achievements and that's your career, that's your story, kind of. So here I also give 5 because of you don't feel any. Of course there's development, there's new hospitals and everything, but the story itself, like anything that attaches you to the like emotional level, yeah, we are missing a little bit that. Next point is pacing. That is one of the things I mentioned many times before. Yeah, we'll beat the game soon. I hope it happens on live. Pacing is really slow. It's not like first 2-3 hospitals and then you have everything. They are introducing new facilities. I'm not speaking about new illnesses and cures, but the same marketing, the same research, the same, I don't know what else to mention, training room, the same. Each and every one is introduced in one next hospital, so it takes first 5-6 hospitals to actually get everything you need, like fully functional hospital, which was a little bit, I'd say, so downside is too slow. For me, definitely too slow. I just really enjoyed the game. That's why I jumped in and I gave it a chance, where others might be already dropping off after 3rd, 4th hospital, like there's things missing. And as I was involved already in this, I was waiting for this game, that kept me going until the point where actually it started taking up the pace, the difficulties, the same earthquakes, the same, a lot of things that make this actually not that easy. Later hospitals are quite hard, so it builds up. That was the con I give, like pro it's too slow, but it builds up. It's so for me it was hard to understand, if not understand, but it's also for you to judge. Please do so. If game gives you everything at the beginning, you don't feel this development, right? It kind of gets boring really fast. So, and taking too long also makes it too boring. So there's something in between. So I gave 6, which is not bad. It's could give higher mark, but yeah, for me it was. I got a feeling that a lot of you might be dropping off the game because of too slow. I don't know, maybe. Okay, next point is content. So content itself, what we have in there, what I mentioned, yeah, provides more than theme hospital. What I mean by that, you can actually play quite simple game, like what you see here, just clicking around and updating and everything. Let me just quickly in the background jump through, because there was, yeah. Okay, let's not get distracted. But I'll show you quickly what I mean by a little bit more. For example, we have more qualifications, we have upgrades, we have decorations for room, we have Okay, paychecks were in the first one as well, that everyone wants more money until as soon as they get any new qualification, but the job assignment is kind of cool. I'm not using it, a bit noobish maybe you might say, but you can kind of directly show which and indirect which doctor goes for which room, and actually quite good manage around your employees, which is nice additional tool for what we have. Patients, of course, you can't manage, but yeah, that's something additional I definitely like in this game. So for content I give 7, because it could be more. Actually, I don't know why I mentioned it in the next point, which goes together actually with this one. Is so 7 is for content, and for game depth, one pro I mentioned, which I couldn't find. Maybe I'm just too blind or something. In Think Hospital, this game has 2 types of climates: either too hot, either too cold, and you need to get the normal temperature. And when you place the radiator, so you kind of imagine that there's a main central wall when you can adjust the heat. In the first Think Hospital, you can go and just spend more money, like pumping way hotter temperature, and all the radiators had their heat increased. In here, it's nothing like that. And of course, as something is taken away, you already noticed it. So that's one thing I definitely can mention that was there, and not like here. But from other side, for the game depth specifically, once you get past those 5-6 levels and get your hands on all the rooms, the game is actually way deeper than it looks like. Because at the beginning, I had a feeling, because there's a pop-up screen saying you found a new cure for another illness. I had an impression there is no research room, but later on, way later on, you actually have it, and you have it with yeah, there's ongoing research currently. So it is deeper, and with staff management and the trainings, and actually trainings which you need to consider what to train. I'd say yeah, it's deeper than the first look, and I kind of like it. It's good. It's not too deep. It's between casual and expert doctor. So I gave it a 7. Like it or not. Next point, I don't know how it's basically next point is controls, which better suit for RPG, action games and such. This is a strategy game. What about controls? But I find it really enjoyable. Bear with me. Of course, you manage everything with the mouse, clicking and picking up the same drag and drop, which actually works, I think, for everything. Is nice touch, but not. Sorry, my scanner is on fire. I have more scanners. Okay, no more fire. All good. It's exploded. So what I like in the game is controls with my left hand, which is going around, and it's so nicely done. It's not only going, but of course rotating as well, which is, I can't imagine actually playing this game. I haven't moved around with its second while holding right mouse button. Never used it. I just find it whenever I need to navigate. It feels so natural. I don't know. Yeah, and I just found out. Yeah, never used spacebar for the for this pause button, which is noobish of me. I just never pause. I'm just going forward, you know, like a real Russian guy, Russian Latvian. Yeah, both of those things. So yeah, I gave 8.5 for controls, which only for the pros I mentioned things like sometimes when you need to find someone in really crowded, it's hard to click. Actually, now I'm doing quite well. You see, but that was my only problem, and actually it kicks in only when you have too many people in the hospital in one place, and that's actually your management problem. We'll talk about this maybe later on some tips and tricks video, but yeah, great controls. I like it, I enjoyed it. Next point is gameplay itself. Let's start right away from the pros, which you saw when previously I tried to show you something. The game, you feel quite some slowdowns, I'd say even freezes when game saves. It's up to you. In the settings you can change how often game, by default it stays on 3 months. I actually increased to 6 because it was kinda annoying, the gameplay interruption when you do something and suddenly like you're moving around. You will notice probably in the background already seen how it looks like. So it is a bit annoying when it happens, and yeah, that's like a bit interruption. But in the same time I have managed to write down a few things. The game, not at the beginning, later on, is quite challenging. First, requires planning and many adjustments. What I mean by that is, if I took and look at all my hospital builds, I have my strategy, how I apply my tactics and everything. The more I play, the later hospitals I get to, it changes. Actually, the game requires the changes because I couldn't do the same all the time, replicate the same build, the same everything, and that's the management. You at the beginning you manage game quite fine. Now actually it's too crowded already. I need to adjust, change rooms, move around, plan actually for the 4 buildings. So that's I find it quite nice, despite the fact it's actually a little bit painful, because people, as you can see, he's already dying. He moves to the quite other wing of the hospital, which takes time, which is everything, but that adds. Someone might say like, yeah, it's badly designed, he can take a cure, there's in the same building and everything, but for me it's management. It's for you to decide and place in specific manner, so it's, let's say, foolproof. When the guy comes in here and he meets his doctor here, then he needs diagnosis here and then cure here. It's up to you how you designed it. It's your problem, not his, because he died in your hospital. So I find it challenging, and that's what at the first hospitals is. You can actually play just in one building, but right here it's for the gameplay. I'd say it's a big plus because it's not boring. It asks you all the time adjustments and looking forward and checking if any room is like mine blowing up or anything. So I gave 7, just 7. I don't know why. It's actually I have to adjust to 7.5 at least, because the gameplay itself it's quite nice. And yeah, move on. Already taking too long time. We have last point is experience. Like, what's the experience you get from this game? So one pro which I gave to the game is not feeling like helping the people, because the game itself is a hospital, right? You save people. You're fighting against the all odds, against the illness and everything. You do good, which is not something like you feel. For example, just quickly there will be another video, but one of the points when everything gets crowded and that makes up the lines and everything is bad, one thing you can do, just simply go through everyone who you already know there's a diagnosis, you send for treatment. Everyone who's just messing around and taking a big making a crowd, sent home. And there's 0 to none penalty for that. Like, you don't have the incoming money, obviously, but if the lines at the doctors drop down, that everyone who stays and rest, because there's all the time people incoming, all of them are then getting their in the lines and get their cures. So yeah, it's like you're kind of helping people, but doing that exercise which I just showed is one of the most often, I'd say, used for getting the win, because currently I have only 10% cure rate, but rest of the people who stayed, there's actually no big lines anywhere, they will get all the cure, they will get everything, and I don't know, probably I will win. But anyhow, that's I'd say let down, because in the first hospital, every cured people, the thing hospital, every cured people, every new disease where you saw, where the guy goes in the office and comes out cured and gives thumbs up and basically is your best friend now, that gave some feeling. Here it's like, okay, how do I get past this level? Which shouldn't be for the hospital thing, for the doctors, for the people that you take care of. Just saying, if you catch the idea, maybe you're just like, what are you talking about? Hey Russian guy, what are you smoking? No, I don't smoke. So, and for the cons, let's not get too much into the bad side, but the good side. It actually took quite some time for me to start feeling a little bit bored. Get on fire. It seems like this video will be really hot. So yeah, I'm at already close to the end game, and for this moment I find only one new sickness, the pharaohs like this froze. Yeah. Okay, let's check what we have there. That took quite some time. So for me, it's good sign. It's even I'm not helping the people whatsoever. Yeah, not so bad. And it's not that boring. It introduces that slow pace, all the combination, all the getting into depths, all the previously mentioned points. Actually, they build up. They build up all the experience, and it's not that boring, if I might say. So we are back to the screen here, and this is the rating I gave. This is the pros and cons. I don't know if there's any point of linking this anywhere somewhere, but just wanted to give you summary of it. The only downside I can say it's that story cinematics, sorry, pacing, yeah, my opinion only, but there's some good, I'd say really good graphics. Controls are amazing, experience overall quite nice. You can round up to the 7, so 7 out of 10. I'd say the game is good. It stands for good, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I intend to play until the end and see what the final hospitals. Maybe there will be something awesomely new. A little bit doubt that, but if anything, I'll definitely mention it. But yeah, that's all my review for fully released 2 Point Hospital. And yeah, I don't know what to add. I would suggest to play, but if you don't like the strategy games or anything like that, yeah, sure, it's not for everyone, but definitely one of my most waited games, I'd say, because it took quite some time before the theme hospital up today, this 2-point hospital, which is really nice. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will not take any more of your time. You know, if you want to find out more about video games and strategies, reviews, first impressions, gameplays, playthroughs and everything, I'm building up. Channel is quite new, but I intend to play a lot of the games, so if you like that stuff, I would suggest to subscribe. If you like the video, if you think the review was great, share with anyone who thinks otherwise. Maybe they like it too, I don't know, who the hell knows. Anyhow, thank you for watching, guys, thank you for staying with me, and we'll meet in next video. Bye.